Welcome back to the Wizard's trailer, I guess. Today is a sad, sad day in the Wizard world. My daughter got a hold of my car and destroyed it. We're going to get it to the shop and put it on the lift, and we're going to look at the carnage. This beautiful Prelude, well, was beautiful, will no longer be on the road ever again. We're going to take a look at it right after this. So here we are at the Wizard shop. Last night we got the thing loaded up and actually brought it up here. And here we are this morning with the destroyed Prelude ready to go on the lift. So me and Mrs. Wizard were out and about. We went to get something to eat to bring home. And my young daughter decided to just go take a joyride in Dad's Prelude. She's not a very good driver and she lost control on the sand. We live on dirt roads. And she completely went Dukes of Hazzard through the ditch. And as it was going airborne, she hit a telephone pole on the back end. And we'll take a look at that here in a minute. If you walk around the vehicle, it doesn't look so bad, but the real damage is underneath when she went through the ditch. I haven't actually looked at this yet. I've been so upset I didn't even want to mess with it or even look at it. And we're kind of calming down now. She's in big trouble, obviously, but we're to the point now where we can put this on the lift and take a look at it. I haven't even had the chance to register it, and now I'm not going to. I don't have a reason to. There's no reason to put more money into a car that's destroyed. So eventually I'm going to part this thing out or sell it as a whole. You won't get a title. You will not be able to register it. It's parts only. So without further ado, let's take a look around at the damage, and let's get this thing on the lift. So at first glance, it's like I don't see a whole lot of damage, Car Wizard. The hood won't close for the first thing because the whole front end is squished, but the bumper's no longer really attached below. It's just hanging and cracked and broken. As you can see, the headlights are all pushed in. The whole front, I think, is pushed in. Another thing you can notice is the distance here, and the distance here is no longer equal. I have noticed that the subframe is a pretzel. So the radiator's crushed. There's no antifreeze in it. It will start, run, and drive, but I mean the steering wheel's crooked. It's pretty bad. If you go down this side here, you really don't see a whole lot more damage until you get to the back. You can see there's a gap here now. And this doesn't stay on. The interior's in good shape, by the way. It's not damaged. As we come around to the back, we see the big tail light hanging out in the open. And there's where the telephone pole hit while she was airborne doing the Dukes of Hazzard. Boom. This whole thing is shifted, guys. The trunk won't even open. To fix this at a body shop alone will be more than the car's worth. And we haven't even looked at the rest of the damage yet. This whole structure here is caved in. I mean, you can see behind here, this is all crinkled and creased. This is not a $200 fix. This is probably a $2,000 or $3,000 fix to cut and weld and repaint, and it's just shot. Let's continue around the side. I don't know why this is broke. Maybe a branch hit it or something, but that got cracked. And we can see again, there's a big gap in front of the wheel, a little gap in the back. It's all pushed in. The tire's actually somewhat holding air now, but you can see the grass that's in the bead. She knocked the tire off the bead on the rear and the front, completely flat. Amazingly, she drove it home back and parked it back where she got it that way. It's only a quarter mile away. We pulled into the garage when we got home. I smelled antifreeze and I knew something was up. And that's when she came out and was very upset. So this wheel's probably still good, but I have an inkling that it's bent. Let's get the hood open and take a look under there. So as you can see, this is pushed into the radiator. There's hardly any gap there anymore. These are all broke off. You see the neck of the radiator broke off. The radiator is almost touching the battery over here. It used to be a nice gap there, but not anymore. And if you look down here, the fan brace is actually touching the exhaust now. The motor mount down here is pushed into the radiator. Everything is just crunched into a tight space right here. Let's go ahead and get it on the lift and see what it looks like from below. I can definitely see that this entire front section is shoved inwards. So as you see, I grabbed the window frame and pushed the car. I'm not worried about damaging this car. It's done. So let's get it on the lift and see what we got. So let's start from here, and we notice that this is all broke. The bumper's broke, cracked up. We'd have to get another bumper on this for sure. As we go along, I already know as you tally everything up, say, Car Wizard, you could put that back on the road. No, you can't. By the time you go this piece and that piece and that piece, it would cost probably 7 or 8 grand to get this back on the road. And that's as much or more than the car's worth. And then it'll never be right again. It'll never be like it was. I'm very particular, and I would never accept this car again. I don't even want to put the money into it. And on cars like this, we just do liability only. There's no reason to do full coverage on a car that's sub 10,000, because just like you see here, you get into an accident, it's totaled. So the bumper's ruined, and I can see right through here that the radiator core support is pushed upwards and caved in. Right in through here. You can see it's crinkled, folded inward. You can look up in there and everything's all off kilter and crooked and bent. The whole core support is shifted towards the rear of the car. As we can see, the subframe is almost touching the exhaust and the oil pan. It's shifted at least 3 to 4 inches backwards. Completely crushed and up against there. The motor is actually touching this cross member piece here. It's actually resting on it now. You can see that's not good. This here is bent. This is the control rod, a radius arm I guess you would call it, for the control arm. And this is all coated in oil. It's an oily substance, and what happened here is she broke the condenser and lost the freon, and all the compressor oil sprayed all over the place. So this portion here where the control arm actually mounts is shifted this way. The whole thing is bent. You can see it's kind of off to the side there. And as you can also see that the CV shafts are no longer in line with the wheels. They're having to go backwards towards the rear. That wasn't that way before. I remember looking at it. As you can see, the exhaust used to be straight, a straight shot towards the back. Now we have a wavy S. It's all just crinkled inwards. That's going to be the key word today, guys. Crinkled. Everything's crinkled. This heat shield's all about to fall off. Okay, so let's work our way back. I can see it's scraped all through here, like through the brush or whatever she hit, the ditch. And we work our way back to the back wheels. Amazingly, it somewhat survived back here, which I don't doubt it because it didn't take the brunt of the impact. So it's a really sad day here in the Wizard's world, in the Wizard shop. I had a lot of really cool plans for this car. We were going to do a J32 swap. We were going to do all really cool things. I actually had to call J&J Auto Salvage, who really hooks me up with a lot of things, and tell them, don't send me the J32 parts, it's over. And he was like, oh my goodness, the car's destroyed? And I'm like, yep, it's over, it's done. By the time you tally up everything, 500, 200, 600, 1,000, 1,200, I mean, by the time you fix this car, you can take that amount of money and go buy a nice one that's not been wrecked. So it doesn't make any sense at all to fix this one. I've already got some people that are interested in parts. They're wanting body panels and interior parts. I'm just going to park it outside the shop and it's just going to be sold for parts. So luckily she wasn't hurt. That's the most important thing to me. When she told me what happened, I was more interested in if she was hurt or not, and she wasn't. I'm very happy about that. The part that I was upset with her the most is that we could have come home and she's really injured. Really bad, or worse. This can be replaced with a different vehicle. And the nice thing is as soon as this happened, it wasn't long after this that I got war turtle. So we have a new car to film on and show you guys some really cool things we're going to do on it. I'm putting some new brakes on it now, the brakes on it that were really bad, so that's what I'm doing today on my Saturday. But I wanted to share this story with you guys because it's really sad. I know you guys had plans, you wanted to see the videos on this, and obviously that's not going to happen now. So as kids, we've all done really stupid things. You can ask any old man or woman and they'll say, oh, I remember back when I was a kid, I did this or I did that. Maybe in the comments you guys can share some crazy things that you did.
Didn't you do something stupid as a kid?
Yeah, my dad brought a brand new lawnmower, push mower, really fancy one. He was really excited about it. And he didn't even get to mow with it yet. I took the cylinder head off because I wanted to experiment with the engines and I couldn't put it back together. I stripped out the threads. And he remembered, I don't remember this, but he remembers that there was grass stuffed inside the cylinder. And I don't remember doing that, but he says that it was. But anyways, I ruined his perfectly good lawnmower. I worked for 2 or 3 weeks to earn back the money and bought him a new mower. So it happens, guys. It is what it is. I'm happy that she's not hurt. But as I just said, this thing's off the table now. So I'm going to be using a lot of my really cool tools to get war turtle fixed up. And if you're interested in what kind of tools I use, check my Amazon affiliate link below. And also, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. We got many more cool videos to come. And thanks for watching.